Hey, what is up guys, Zokarant23 here, and today's video is going to be a special video because the structure deck Albaz Strike is finally out, and this structure deck is literally amazing, and today I want to show you how to build a competitive deck just by using 3 of your structure decks Albaz Strike. So let's get started, but before we start, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, give a like on the video if you like it, and consider sharing this video with your friends who love Yu-Gi-Oh! So let's get started. This is just my build. Let me know if you have some suggestion to improve it. Then we can start by, of course, 3 copies of the Fallen of Albaz. This is the one of the main engines of the deck. Of course, you cannot play without this. It is super useful. We already know this card. And then we have 3 copies of the springgans kit. This card makes basically everything. You can do a lot of stuff with this. Basically, if you have a fusion monster with Fallen Albaz mentioned in it as a material in your field or in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand, and then when this card is gonna be special or normal summon, you can add to your hand one branded spell or trap card which is banished or in your deck or in your graveyard, and then put one card from your hand to the bottom of your deck. So I think you can understand the potential of this card is amazing. Then we're running 2 copies of the bird. This card is pretty cool. I guess that you can run also 3 of them if you want, maybe. And then the one Zwarzel card. This is a pretty cheeky effect, actually. I love it. It can come in handy sometime. Then the one dragon, because you need to have at least 1 dragon. Some builds are running like 2 or 3 of this, but I think that 1 is pretty enough. And then I prefer to add the one Chaos Dragon Levianeer, because this card is super strong and it can come out and it can change the game. It's a huge beat stick with different effects depending on what you banish, of course, which is super cool. Then for the super important monsters that you can activate from the hand, we have 3 copies of the Effect Veiler. This structure deck is amazing because we don't have just the Veiler, but we also have the Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. This is amazing. This is a really good lineup to play, I think. Really competitive, and especially Ogre is super relevant in the metagame of today, and also Effect Veiler is super strong. You can block anything on the opponent's field. So that's it for the monsters. Let's move on to the spell cards. We got 3 copies of the Branded Fusion. This card is absolutely bonkers and you need to play 3. Our deck is all about the fusions, and in structure decks we just have fusions, so we will have no problem playing this card, of course. Then 3 copies of the Continuous Spell card. This is pretty cool as well for the same reason. This is a continuous spell card, first of all, so it will stay on the field, and of course the activations of effects that will fusion summon a monster cannot be negated from the opponent, and just this part is super strong. And then we also have the secondary effect that is strong as well. And then I also added the one in white and the one bond. These 2 are essential. You don't want to play more than the 1 and 1, I guess, for the fact that, as you can see, these cards will have to be activated maybe in late game, something like that. It is better and more consistent. Then of course, another big and huge card that we have here, and a crazy reprint, is this amazing pot in here. So this is also one of the reasons why this deck is so consistent and is super good. You already know this pot of extravagance that will allow us to banish 3 or 6 cards from our extra deck in order to draw 1 or 2 cards. So we are gonna basically always draw 2 cards, and we don't care about the restrictions. Drawing 2 is always amazing. Then the one Gold Sarcophagus, because it's limited to 1, but it is useful and it gives them more of a consistency. It acts like a reinforcement of the army, basically. Then 3 copies of Dark Ruler No More. This card is super strong. If you are going second, you will need something of course, to annihilate the opponent's field, so I decided to run this. You can also put this in possible side deck if you want, because there are so many cards, and this really, literally, this structure deck is amazing. You have a lot of options in here. These are the other cards excluded. We have some other trap cards. We have the warning point. We have the there can be only one. Waking the Dragon, pretty cheeky. So you have different options. You can play a lot of stuff, but I think that this one it can be relevant going second. There are also the kaijus if you prefer to have some bit sticks on the field, because we have two different types of kaijus into this structure deck, so you can also play it like that if you want. Then the one called by the grave, another great staple which we have in this Albaz Strike structure deck. You want to play this, you can stop, of course, the opponent's monsters to activate from the opponent's hand, basically the hand traps. And then for the trap cards, the one sword and the one punishment. This one is pretty cheeky. You can add some cheese with these, and you can special summon big tokens, 25 bit sticks. Once again, you don't want to play more than one because this is a more of a late game card. And then the counter trap, which can negate effects that of spell trap cards or monster effects which have something that includes a special summoning from anywhere, so you can just negate it, and it's pretty cool. Then once again here I added this one because I think that this is strong in this meta game. So 3 copies of Dimensional Barrier. I saw that a lot of lists don't play this, but you can basically stop a lot of strategies of the current meta game just single-handedly by using this card. So I think that you can play it. Then 2 copies of Back to the Front, so you can bring back your pieces, also some of your fusions. And then for the extra deck, which seems like a fusion deck, we have 3 copies of this huge boy in here, which is amazing. 3 copies of the other one. These cards are really strong. They are crazy. Then 3 copies of this one, which allows you to go into other fusions, basically level 8 or lower, which is not a problem in here. 2 copies of this one because you can activate the effect that we know, but you can actually summon it, and this is a huge bit stick because it can increase its own attack. And then since you have space and we are playing the pot into the main deck, you're also gonna play these, so you have 15 cards in your extra deck and you can banish them thanks to your pot. So that's it for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below what do you think about this deck profile, and if you have some suggestion, please comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already, give a like on the video, and see you in the next one.